Have you ever wanted one device to have all your video games on? Most likely you do if you're looking at this video. Well, back in the days, actually back in 2011, I really wanted this Sony Ericsson Xperia Play phone. Now, one of the differences between this phone and the phone you see in the thumbnail is that this phone actually looks like a phone. You could close it down and no one will be the wiser. It'll look exactly like a phone. I really, really, really wanted this. And in fact, I still kind of want it. So I happened upon this Engadget article about this company that used to be called iReadyGo. They used to make these Android-based phones that had gaming controls attached to it, and they were bought off by this other company called Snail. And here's an example of the phone they currently have right now. This is a W3D, and it's an Android phone. It's an actual phone with controllers next to it. Now, I wouldn't personally get this and use it as a phone, but I think this is a really good viable option to have as a actual gaming device. Just to have as a backup, as something you have your emulators on, and if you're not used to it, you should really look into the Humble mobile bundle where they always have mobile games, and you download it directly from their app, and you're getting like high quality games. I'm talking about Limbo and all of the greatest games. Anyway, so I really want an Android device for that particular reason. So this is the phone that was released today, the Snail Mobile i7. Now, what do you think this phone looks like? Yeah, it looks like a PS Vita. It's a huge phone. In fact, it has a 6,000 milliamp battery in there, so you know it's going to last a while. I, again, would not recommend getting this as a phone, but it definitely seems like a good contender to have your emulators and all these extraneous Android games in. Just to have it in one place. I know I'm scrapped on storage on my personal phone. This is exactly what I want. I want something like this. And it does have 2 shoulder buttons, 2 joysticks, all the buttons you'd really expect, touchscreen, all that stuff. And what's different this time is that this thing will actually come to the States. It will be released in China first, and then it will move to Hong Kong, and then eventually it'll find its way over here. But they're actually going to release it here. And I think that's great, because compared to something like the Sony Xperia Play, now that phone I thought was great, especially for the time it came out in, and Sony considered it a flop. They didn't produce another one. They didn't, carry on that legacy. However, a smaller company like this, like Snail Mobile, they would take the exact same sale figures that Sony had, and that would be a success for them. That's one of the reasons I think that something like this is perfect for a smaller company. I didn't want to use the word indie, but I'm just going to say a smaller company. And I'm really looking forward to see what they're going to bring with this. Such a big battery. It's going to last a while. Their previous phone had a 4,000 milliamp battery, and they rated that for 5 to 7 hours of continuous 3D gaming. So with a 6,000 milliamp battery, I could only assume it's going to be longer. It does have a bigger screen, so who knows? It's going to have USB Type-C charging ports, and they will be bringing a premium version to the table with 8 gigabytes of RAM and 128 gigabytes of internal storage. And I'm assuming that it will have a micro SD card. The price that they're looking at currently is around $300. I should mention that these phones, both the Snail Mobile phones, they don't have Snapdragon processors. They have a 10-core Helio X20 processor. Now, that's like high mid-range, but definitely nothing compared to the Qualcomm Snapdragon. I'll leave a link in the description to the articles and to the place where you could find information about the phone. If you're interested in these type of things, please leave a little feedback, like the video, subscribe. These things will mean a lot to me. Until the next one,